What are your thoughts on flossing?
That's again, like flossing, obviously in nature you wouldn't floss. You probably would use a stick or something if there's anything stuck. Again, there's nuance, because if you had previous dental repair, like you had a filling, just one filling or one crown or anything in your mouth, your teeth will probably not be as interconnected as they were naturally. Maybe you also lost a little bit of the gum in between, so there's an opening. So I would say if you had any sort of dental repair in the past, you probably need to floss, because it's just not natural anymore. So you need an unnatural tool to clean. I personally don't need to floss. I have no tooth decay. I never had a filling. My teeth are quite close together. Nutrition is quite on point. And there's rarely something gets stuck. If something gets stuck, I would use a floss, but not on a daily basis. But that's just me. So for most people listening, use the floss. Be gentle with it. Maybe better options are, I don't know how you call it in English, there's these little hooks with a tiny floss in between, where you can go more gentle in between instead of just using the floss and rip it through.
The problem with that often is that how
you call those?
Well, in between, they're like little floss sticks. Yeah, what are they called? I don't know. But the issue is that oftentimes it's dental tape that can be made using PFAS.
Totally
These
correct.
potentially endocrine disrupting chemicals.
Again, this would be the same thing before. The general supermarket aisle has PFAS in even BPAs probably in the tooth floss. So what I would go, if you want to use a floss, do it. It's fine.
Use floss, not tape. And definitely not the Glide.
Not the Glide, not this one. And maybe find a natural one, like made out of coconut fiber or pineapple fiber. It's existing. You can find it. And also, the main thing before you think about the PFAS or PFAs is the way you use it. So oftentimes what I see is that people are not as gentle, so they just yank it through and then it bleeds afterwards, because these tiny flosses, they could just cut into your gum. And what do you cause then? Leaky gum. We definitely want to avoid this, because you don't want to cut your skin all the time, right? You know that bacteria will jump in and cause inflammation. The same in your mouth. However, in the mouth, this microbiome is super diversified, 700 different species. And if you have the wrong ones there, they will then jump in and then cause a myriad of symptoms in your whole body, like in the brain, in your joints. They jump everywhere. The gum is literally, the gum and the gut mucosa is literally outside body. The tube from here to there is outside. Even though it's in your body, it's outside. It's kind of like reverse folded, or however you want to say it in English.
Yeah, it's your largest interface with the environment, even though it's technically like in your body. It's what's in your alimentary canal is not yet in your, like you could pass it. Like it's not actually inside of you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It needs to be absorbed first, the stuff.
Yeah.
So if you cut it open in your mouth, you have the opening. And yeah, I mean, bleeding gums, called gingivitis in dentistry, or if you have inflammation below the gums, it's already in the body. It's called periodontitis. It's when the bone gets infected and goes away, so you get loose teeth. And this is, again, connected to specific germs, the bad guys. If they are overrepresented, let's say this way, PG, for example, Porphyronas gingivalis or Streptococcus mutans, but PG specifically, if it goes into the system and into your brain, it can cause microglial activation, brain inflammation. PG has specific enzyme called gingipains, which is toxic to neurons. So literally connected, you can find that online. It's literally connected to Alzheimer's disease and buildup of amyloid plaque. So that would be the oral brain connection right there, right from the start. But there's also studies showing, remember COVID, like we knew it's lurking in your mouth, right? Before it's getting activated. About 7 days was like the time it was in the mouth. For some people, they had these cytokine storms, right? And there is studies showing that people with leaky gum had this virus jump into the system faster, which is completely logic, right? And this is how important the oral mucosa, the oral barrier is. It's kind of like the entrance hall to the whole system, to the hotel. It's the hotel lobby. So it's really important. Well, also, you can find this PG in joints causing RA, rheumatoid arthritis. Lots of patients have this. So
this oral bacteria, this oral pathogen.
It's weird to say, it's PG, Porphyronas gingivalis. It's directly linked to rheumatoid arthritis. It's also linked to Alzheimer's. It's also linked to heart problems. It's literally not good. The thing is, PG is generally in everybody's mouth. It's just normal. It's not a bad guy. The problem is if it's overrepresented. It's too much PG there because of your lifestyle, because of previous dental repair, because of tiny little houses they build in there. So it's literally important to not kill too much. It's more important to modulate this ecosystem, like balance it. And this goes back to remove the previous standard repair in a safe way. Use biomaterials that help your body thrive instead of metals, for example. Like we do implants out of ceramic. And then the nutrition, and then, basically make the gum barrier tight again and get rid of this inflammation. So if you have any sort of bleeding gums, that's a telltale warning sign. Red flag straight away. Bleeding gums is not normal. It's normal, not healthy. Shouldn't be there. Bleeding gums is literally the entrance for bacteria to jump into your brain, your joints, everything.
Well, why do most dentists say that flossing prevents bleeding gums? Like, don't they? Do they not? Like, if you floss and your gums bleed, isn't that a sign that you're not flossing enough? Isn't that what they often say?
It's again nuanced. Yeah, it's correct. If you're very gentle with flossing and you have a lot of processed food stuck in between your teeth that cause an irritation of the gum tissue and maybe even the wrong bacteria sitting in there, the flossing will help. It's literally correct that if you have bleeding gums, you should brush more and floss more because it helps the gums. However, a normal, healthy mouth, there is no bleeding. And there's nothing in this. Like my gums are rather light pinkish than red. So if they're red and swollen, that's an inflammation. And then again, the brushing and the flossing will only be a Band-Aid. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So it's again in the nuance.
Yeah.
How you are going to use it. But if I personally, with no bleeding, just use the floss and I'm not careful and snap it through, then I have leaky gum just by cutting it. So that's the nuance here. You can use flossing if you do very precisely, and you maybe must do it. But all naturally, coming back to Paul Saladino, for example, if you're super ancestral living and everything is beautiful and healthy the way it should be, you probably don't need it unless something gets stuck.
Yeah, bro doesn't use any toothpaste. He just uses a brush, scrapes the fur off his teeth.
Exactly. He probably doesn't even have fur on his teeth. The way he eating just animal protein and natural stuff, usually the teeth are actually clean. So if you chew on meats, your teeth will be clean. If you eat an apple, your teeth will be clean. Test it. Eat a raw apple, you have no fur on it. Drink a Coke, you have fur on it. Eat rice, you have probably some fur on it. So it's literally, eat a raw carrot, your teeth are clean. So I think naturally derived foods or real food, whole foods, are usually cleaning to your teeth. So, and also obviously is the substrate to give the right microbiome, thrive the right microbiome instead of feeding the wrong one. If I can say wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The wrong guys.
Well, it's
all about substrate, right?
Exactly. And we don't it's not like we know what an unhealthy or a healthy gut microbiome looks like, but there's signs, there are correlations, there's...
there are correlations, yes, and also you can smell it. Like, you can, as a dentist, you can literally smell if there's a bad oral microbiome. I have like a radar for this, like 30 minutes against the wind. If someone has perio, it smells so bad. It's like moldy and very like a distinct smell. Maybe it's just a dental thing. I know exactly how it smells. It's so bad. It smells like sewer.
Wow.
That's if you have a lot of... So perio is the abbreviation of periodontitis. It literally smells bad.
Do you...
Really bad.
Well, this is interesting. Would you deliberately take a sniff?
Yeah, probably.
As part of your diagnostic toolkit?
It's probably subconsciously automatic.
Wow.
I probably, even if I see you, I just do this automatically.
Some people just have like chronically stank breath. It's not necessarily like halitosis, but it's like it smells stale and like...
So there's literally different smells to it. But yeah, definitely, it all depends again. It's like if you wake up in the morning, you probably have a bad smell. It's just normal because overnight you have some buildup and...
On your tongue, yeah.
Yeah, it's just normal to smell a bit bad. Or if you drink essential amino acids, your mouth will stink like fart. That's just normal.
Essential amino acids?
Yeah, it's just normal.
Interesting.
They're usually covered by, let's say, artificial sweeteners and stuff. But yeah, amino acids in the pure form... They just stink. It's kind of like if you have a fish or a little bit of steak in your bin. When it rots a little bit, it tastes weird, right? It smells weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just normal. It's just the way they are. They're a little bit more bitter, and they just give a bad breath to it. Also, you know that if you're eating keto diets for a long time, you have a specific, it's a more sharp breath. It smells a bit like acetone.
Yeah.
I think it's actually what comes out.
Yeah.
Kind of like nail polish stuff. Chemical smell. Very bad. shows me personally is not the right strategy for your body. Ideally, if you have your oral hygiene, because we are living in a world where hygiene is normal. I think if we wouldn't use any hygiene, just live ancestrally, no one would smell that real little bit of smell, right? But if we have the hygiene and your nutrition is on point, you never have a bad smell. And also, obviously, there are strategies to help with this. It's definitely not the chemical mouthwash you're using. Chemical mouthwash, the Listerine, all these, the blue and they are, again, designed to clean floor, right? You can find that. And they nuke your oral microbiome. And I think in the long run, they make your smell taste worse in the long run because it kills your microbiome. And you need your microbiome for a good smell, right? Microbiome is very important for smell. So what you could do instead is oil pulling. Just use coconut oil and take a teaspoon, a tiny one teaspoon. The only thing is you have to do it. Like put it in your mouth, swish around for 5 minutes at least to 15. Do this daily and you have complete different breath. And you have a complete different sensation of your gums and your teeth. They're just cleaner. It's not a substitute for brushing. Still brush. I mean, if you're super healthy, maybe you can go the Paul way and just use the brush. Or the bristle, like we did. I have a reel of this where there's like an ancestral dude sitting there with the bristle, with like literally the stick. It's called a miswak. That's how we brushed our teeth, just a stick. And it works guaranteed if your nutrition and lifestyle is the way it's supposed to be. I cannot say this out loud because for most people it isn't. Right. So don't use the miswak if you don't have this all dialed in.
Man,
nuance,
so
right?
interesting. Yeah, and the breath thing, it's like we've evolved to be social animals. We're social creatures. If your breath is so stank that you're warding off,
True.
Like others in the tribe, it's gonna inhibit potential mating opportunities. Like that is a major check engine light.
True, 100%. But I think if you, like you just said, look at the animals you have, like your cat. If you go close and if they the smell is usually not the way we like it, right? An animal breath or a dog breath.
I mean, my cat has the sweetest breath. I love it.
It does?
Yeah, it's so cute. She's so cute.
She's really cute.
Yeah, and I've started putting this. She will not let me brush her teeth, but I feed her a really healthful diet. But she gets she doesn't really get dental decay, but she does get in pets and cats. It's called tooth resorption. I don't know if we have that in like. If we have that, yeah. Resorptive lesions, I think they're called in cats. It's like this very painful thing. It's thought to be genetic. It's not due to diet or anything like that. So occasionally she'll have to get a tooth pulled. And it
could be more like an erosion. That could probably be from acidity. Because obviously they only eat meat usually. I think you feed your cat only meat. It shouldn't eat grains, for example.
No, she doesn't eat grains. She eats a very biologically appropriate diet. But I've started putting this, I found this like, I don't know, like if it's ideal or if it's not, but it's this water additive that promises to at least be better than nothing. Cats don't have, apparently, I asked ChatGPT this. I don't know, empirically whether or not it's true, but apparently they don't have the same nitric oxide oral pathway that we have. So I was like kind of nervous about that because I know about the link between, regularly swishing with antiseptic mouthwash in humans and a potential increased risk for hypertension, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, which I mentioned, but I don't think that they have the same sort of. There's that same sort of oral microbiome, nitric oxide connection.
I think they have a completely different microbiome.
Yeah.
They're usually carnivores, right?
Yeah.
So it's different.
Exactly. Hey, if you liked that video, you need to check out this one here, and I'll see you there.